funny. You know, he's
Hello, Deuce. How are you, sir?
Hey guys, what is up, Whitey and Chris?
Hey,
Not
good to
much,
have you on.
man.
Sorry about that. We apologize.
It's all good.
Yeah. I know everyone from Kevin John to Gary Gerald, everyone in between, has been seriously raving about Deuce Mo and the podcast with the Foxes. Deuce, what can you share with us about how you guys set that up? Was it how long you've been working on bringing the Foxes into the Deuce Mo podcast?
You know, Whitey, as you know, because we work together,
Yeah.
sometimes you just got to shoot your shot. You just don't know when it's going to happen. And there's so many times you put stuff out there, you don't get any responses or, hey, let's do it. And then nothing comes of it. And that's the worst. I had reached out and they responded right away with, let's do it. I'm like, oh, cool. All right. We can come to you or we could do it over Zoom. And they suggested, well, we could just come to you guys. I'm like, is this like the easiest thing? Why didn't I ask you guys a long time ago? This is the easiest thing ever. And so they agreed to do it on literally last Wednesday at this time. They agreed to do it.
Wow.
And we recorded on Friday. So it was like a whirlwind. It happened really fast.
Wow, that's incredible. I've never like heard DeAaron be that loose before in a podcast. And it seemed like it really was because you guys were just kind of just talking hoop. It was really just four people in a room talking hoop. And I like, do you get the impression that the Foxes' lives are just kind of engulfed in basketball? I mean, I heard them say like they don't watch TV even except for the tennis channel, but do you feel like, I mean, it's just all basketball all the time with those two?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously she played, and that's the other thing. Like, I wanted both of them on. It wasn't like I reached out to DeAaron and it's like, well, he'll do it if Recee's on. It's like, no, I wanted both of them on because I knew one, she played at such a high level. I'm hearing Chris in the background. I don't know. That's so weird. Sorry. Anyway, I knew she played basketball at a high level, one, but she also had experience with the Warriors coaching staff and knew Mike Brown and Luke Laux. And she's at every game. Like, it'd be cool to have them both in. I knew having them both in, they would just be more comfortable with each other. And I felt like they kind of fed off of that. And I thought it made it for a really cool conversation.
Yeah. Catching up with Deuce here, Deuce Mason. So Deuce, she played college at several colleges. DeAaron Fox, of course, an all-star. I know Mo played at a high level. You were doing that pod with three actual basketball players. Did you feel left out?
I mean, I guess you're just forgetting about my legendary showdown with former NBA big man Rich Manning.
I tried
Rich Manning. I don't remember his name. That's how. I mean, it was just one of those things. Just dominated the guy. Yeah, you know what? I'm a student of the game. You know, how many coaches played in the league? Whitey, I know the game, right?
Yeah, I know. That was a joke between us.
I know.
How has becoming a father, how has that changed DeAaron as a basketball player?
I feel like it's not just being a father. I think just his relationship, like just settling down. I mean, we forget these guys come to the NBA, they're like 18, 19 years old. Whitey, you knew me when I was like 18 or 19. I was a pretty dumb 18 or 19-year-old. And so you come to the NBA and it's like you get all this responsibility. You got to like grow up fast, and it takes time for some of these guys. And I just feel like DeAaron Fox is just, hey, I'm 25, 26 years old. I'm married. I have a kid now. I'm just in a different phase of my life. And he's probably more comfortable in his skin. He's more comfortable as a player. And I think all those positive things happening in his life has led to him having success on the floor.
You've talked with both DeAaron and Davion this offseason. Did you notice any commonalities in just how they're attacking this offseason and how they're talking about their team?
Yeah, I mean, I think what's interesting, I feel like they're all kind of on the same page. You know, it seems like we talk about every time when a coach takes over, it's always, hey, they got to change the culture. They're going to do this or that. I feel like Mike Brown has shifted things really fast to me. Like it just seems like the mindset, especially for guys like Davion and DeAaron, who were here before Mike Brown, they saw a glimpse of what it was like before and losing and kind of the chaos maybe. And so now to have some structure and to all be on the same page, you can tell like they're fired up, ready to go. They're not fazed by anything. They've got confidence. And it's just cool to see, especially for a team that has been known for losing for the better part of, 16 years.
Deuce, when you and Mo were comparing notes after you finished this interview, and again, congratulations, everyone just raves about it. But no, seriously, everyone is just, man, this is the greatest thing.
Definitely.
Were there things that were said, or just the way the Foxes reacted where you said, wow, that kind of surprised me? What surprised you? Well, what really stood out to you after you completed the interview?
I think what surprised me most was just how open and loose they were. And we kind of, like, when they showed up, we told them, like, hey, we just want this to be a conversation. You guys just chime in. We tried to take some pressure off. We didn't want them to feel like it was like a standard interview, like super uptight or anything. And I don't know, I guess they just bought into it. And we started talking, and it just surprised me. They were just telling stories. And once they kind of opened the door, it allowed us to go, oh, we can push a little more this direction. We can ask these questions. So obviously, like, everyone's talking about, oh, it's a great interview. Well, it's great because of them. Like, if they weren't willing to play ball, if they weren't willing to be open, then it would have just been another chat. And so, no, it was super cool. And it just gave me more confidence in kind of the direction of this team. It just feels like they're in a really good spot as a team and an organization. They've got a lot of, like, high IQ players, smart players, and they all work hard. And it just feels like the vibes are good.
Now, we just kind of went through a little bit of technical difficulties here on our end. You kind of went behind the scenes to start the video. How close was this interview to never seeing the light of day?
All right, it's so stupid. So I can't believe this happened. So we test everything ahead of time. We hit record early just to make sure everything's good. I don't know what happened. I still don't know what happened. We have a mixer that plugs into a computer, and when we hit record, it's supposed to record all the audio. I typically will hit a backup audio recording on this mixer just in case. I haven't been doing that recently. And as I showed in that video, I happened to last minute just hit record. If I didn't do that, we didn't have it because I transferred the video over into the editing software and there was no audio whatsoever. And it scared me big time.
Yeah,
sure.
Morgan did record it on her phone. So I guess worst case, we would have had some crappy phone audio. Right. But, yeah, it was scary. Like, I came off the ultimate high of, I can't believe this just happened. We got DeAaron Fox. It was amazing. And then I see no audio. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, what am I going to do? Like, what? You can't redo this.
Right.
So luckily I backed it up. Always back it up.
Yes. That's the lesson learned.
Deuce, Chris and I have been spending the last few weeks, we've been, among other things, we've been making bold Kings predictions. And you're going to be amazed because they're all going to come true, or almost all of them. Would you have a bold prediction about this Kings season based on anything DeAaron told you or Davion or not? But would you be willing to share a Deuce Mason bold Kings prediction for the upcoming season with us right now?
They're going to be top 15 in defensive rating.
Whoa!
Wow.
Are you drunk?
I might be a little bit, but no, I think there's a shot. And I know they don't have all these lockdown individual defenders. I think they have smart players. I think they showed signs, especially against the Warriors, like, oh, they can ramp it up a little bit.
Yes.
I think the defensive rating on the road last year was 8th, which is weird. That's not a small sample size. There's something there. And I think another year with this coaching staff, another year playing together.
And JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee in the house, blocking shots left and right. No, I think they're going to be good. I really think they're going to be improved in that area.
Awesome.
What do you think about just the way the Kings have kind of attacked that backup center spot or third string center spot this offseason? I mean, just bringing in everybody and their moms to try and just seemingly compete in an open competition.
And how close? Camp. Yeah, pardon me. How close were you to working out after your experiences against Rich Manning?
The Alex Len of pickup basketball.
Look, I know I'm undersized, but I think I could have provided something there.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm fine with it. I mean, if you look around the league, Sabonis is going to play all the minutes for the most part, and I know he gets in foul trouble. I kind of compare it to the situation in Denver where they really didn't play their backup centers much. They had DeAndre Jordan, they had Thomas Bryant, who they traded for, but they were playing like Jeff Green at small ball 5 for stretches in the playoffs. But they had those guys just in case. I think JaVale McGee can carve out a nice role on this team. I think you're going to see a lot of Trey Lyles small ball 5, which I think had success against the Golden State Warriors. So I think if you have like a Len, McGee, Lyles, and maybe if you do keep one more, I don't know if they would. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with how they approach it because, again, Sabonis is going to be the guy playing the majority of those minutes.
Deuce, thank you so much. Congratulations. Please tell Morgan we said hello, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Yes, miss you guys.
Take it easy, Deuce. Yep, Dave Deuce Mason.
He says he misses us. I don't know if I believe
he's
him.
good at he says it in a way that you almost feel like, wow, he meant that.
I think he almost meant that, but I don't believe him. I don't believe him as far as I can throw him.
He was like, he had our names written down there.
Yeah, he's like,
well, Whitey
and Watkins. What is this I'm going on here again?
Good for them. That's all.
The
whole story with them is very inspirational.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
Another exciting chapter.
And seriously, I mean, he thought you were joking, but like, I really was thinking about it as the interview was happening. And if for anyone who hasn't checked it out, like it is a fantastic interview. Like that's 100% a moment like that people are going to be talking about, at least, here in Sacramento, I think for a really long time. Just again, like I said in my question, like I just haven't seen DeAaron that lax before in an interview, and just to hear him kind of talk a little bit freely, I just think that it's going to be something that a lot of Kings fans are going to appreciate. And again, I think it's just going to be something they talk about for a really long time.
Speaking of hoops, coming up next, we're right back with this.